Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oldham County Fiscal Court. I'm Judge Executive David Vogel. It's just a little bit after 2 o'clock here today on the 19th of December. So happy to have all of you with us here. Hope you're having a very nice holiday season. If you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Magistrate Likens.
Here.
Magistrate Tice.
Here.
Magistrate Leslie.
Here.
Magistrate Greenwell.
Here.
Magistrate Hounds.
Here.
Magistrate Eldridge.
Here.
Magistrate Dye.
Here.
Magistrate Logsdon.
Here.
And Judge Vogel.
Here. Having all members of the Fiscal Court present, this meeting is now in session. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any additions? Under committee reports and recommendations, possibly under contract agreements and resolutions, I'd like to add C subsection 1. That would be for Mel Milburn Engineering topographical work for Rollington Road. Is there anyone else who'd like to add anything? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. I'm going to ask our clerk, Sheila Fair, to please read the minutes now from our last meeting.
December 5th, 2017. The Oldham County Fiscal Court convened at a regular meeting at 2 p.m. with Judge Executive David Vogel, County Attorney John Carter, and the following magistrates in attendance: Wayne Tice, Bob Leslie, Steve Greenwell, Chris Hounds, Kevin Eldridge, Bob Dye, and Michael Logsdon. Magistrate Likens was absent. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to approve the agenda. Motion carried unanimously. Motion made by Magistrate Logsdon and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to approve the meeting minutes of November 21st. Motion carried unanimously. Public comment, none. Payables. Motion made by Magistrate Logsdon and seconded by Magistrate Leslie to approve the payables. Motion carried 7-1. Magistrate Greenwell voted no. Kevin Nuss provided an update on the implementation of the new countywide radio system and equipment. Contract agreements and resolutions. LG&E utility pole release form. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to authorize the Judge Executive to sign the release form relating to the LG&E utility pole at the parks. Motion carried unanimously. Board appointments. Briar Hill Road Taxing District. Motion made by Magistrate Dye and seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to appoint Barry Baxter, Lynn Boyd, and Roy Cullinan to the Briar Hill Road Taxing District Board with terms to expire December 5th, 2021. Motion carried unanimously. Second public comment. Sheriff Deputy Mike Meese encouraged the community to participate in the prescription drug take-back program year-round through the Sheriff's Office or County Police. Announcements. Magistrate Logsdon thanked Wes Williams and the Highway Department for installing the flashing lights on the train track crossing sign in Crestwood. Magistrate Dye stated KYTC's road project on Highway 22 in Crestwood is nearing completion. Magistrate Hounds announced the road paving project on Holly Gibson to the county line is complete and a great improvement. He provided information on the Ash Avenue drainage issues. Magistrate Greenwell stated he attended the Metro United Way 5K run this past weekend, and there was a great turnout. Magistrate Leslie requested KYTC pick up the signs on Pickens Road now that the project is complete. Magistrate Tice stated the holidays are almost here and asked the community to be courteous and careful. Judge Vogel stated Light Up LaGrange was once again a success and thanked the Maintenance Department, the city's Public Works Department, and Crossroads LaGrange for their hard work. Keep local retailers in mind when shopping for the holidays. Motion made by Magistrate Dye and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried unanimously. The meeting was adjourned at 2:20 p.m.
You've heard the reading of our minutes from the last meeting. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Right,
Judge,
Magistrate Hounds?
Under the announcement, it should be paving project on Ash Avenue from Holly Gibson to the county line. I may not have said that clearly, or it's the area on Ash Avenue from Holly Gibson to the county line.
All right. Correct that. Are there any other additions or corrections? Well, the corrections, we don't have additions to the minutes. Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Must abstain.
Opposed? One abstention. Thank you. Time now for public comment, the time during our meeting when we invite members of the community who would like to address the fiscal court, or some of our staff members who would like to make announcements so that are seen by the public and heard to come forward. Becky Zockline is here, and Becky, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Once again, I'd like to remind the public and the fiscal court that the recycling center will be accepting live Christmas trees after the Christmas holidays is over and you no longer have need for your Christmas tree. So instead of trying to put it out with your trash, bring it to the recycling center, and the trees will be mulched and used throughout our parks for enhancing the landscaping. We had approximately 140 trees brought to us last year, and we look forward to getting quite a few more. The place to bring the trees is right where you see that red X, and this is the parking lot below the recycling center. Right here is the recycling center, right here is the recycling center, and here is the red X. So it's in the gravel lot below the guardrail at the lowest point on Jones Drive. So I look forward to a big mound of Christmas trees in January. We will be accepting them through the end of January, and hopefully it'll enhance our parks. Questions?
All right. Anyone have anything they'd like to add? All right. All right, we haven't. Go ahead.
You have to come in through John Black, correct? To get to that?
No, you could come down Jones Drive.
You go around the other way there.
You can go around the other way.
Okay.
But this road here has been improved. It's not as rutted as it appears in this picture. I took this from the satellite,
Okay, that's
which
what
is a little old.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna say that road used to be pretty rough.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. It's been improved.
Okay, all
So
right, thank
it's
you.
easier you can come in either way.
All right, okay.
So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address fiscal court at this point? Seeing no, and I'm going to close this portion of our meeting, go on to the normal item, and that would be to pay our bills under county administration, tab A. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Does anybody have any questions or discussion about any of the bills here we have today? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Next item is the sheriff's budget for the 2018 budget. The fiscal court itself is on a fiscal year from July 1 to July 1, or June 30th, I guess, but the sheriff and the county clerk operate on a calendar year.
We have two.
So-
We have to operate under state calendar year, and then we operate under fee pooling with the fiscal year.
Right.
So yes, I'm just here to
This
present
is Lori
the.
Parsons, and let me introduce you, Lori, and then we'll let you do your
Good
thing
afternoon,
here. Okay, thank you.
And that y'all just have to look over, like I said, it's pretty much the same thing every year, just different figures going on. So if there's any questions you all have, feel free to ask me. Of course, there were some changes that we had to make in the salaries with the new hazardous duties retirement budget and all that kind of stuff. So we went ahead and entered that in case that all is passed through.
Right, the projected budget for the sheriff's department here is $1,939,000.
Yes.
Right, and the sheriff receives either all or the vast majority of the revenue for the department from fees associated with collecting the taxes.
Yes. Yeah, most of it.
Not a fee on top of the tax, it's a subtraction from the tax.
Exactly. Yeah, most of our money comes in through taxes. The other stuff is through our papers, auto inspections, CCDW, and everything else. So,
Serving
yes.
papers and so forth.
Yes. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Magistrate Eldridge?
Go ahead.
I just have a point of order, Judge. We're looking today to make a motion to accept the budget and then a second motion to set the annual order? Or can one motion do all of that?
Usually it's one motion that does all that.
Okay.
Because this whole thing goes to the state as one package. Oh, it is two?
I thought it was
Okay,
two, yeah.
thank you. Okay.
In other words, we're breaking out salary line different.
No, sir, you have a second piece in your folder that says annual order setting maximum amount for deputies and assistants.
It's attached to the.
$1,532,000.
Right, right.
And I think that's got to be the second motion.
Second motion, all right. All right, is there a motion here for the overall budget?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion on that? Magistrate Greenwell.
One question, I just got through paying for an auto inspection, and I can't remember how much it was. 22,000 is what you've got in here. What's it cost to inspect an auto?
$5.
So 5 is that, tells you how many we,
Right, well, plus if we go out, it's $10 if we go to somebody's house.
Sure,
For the
okay,
trip. So
right.
that's it. So it's $5 any vehicle you inspect.
Out in the
yes.
parking lot.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now we'll do the order setting the maximum amount for salaries for the deputies and assistants.
I'll make the motion that we set that maximum amount at $1,532,000.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Magistrate Tice, I believe this amount includes a 2% raise for the sheriff's office or not?
Yes, it does.
That was set on a fiscal year basis.
Yes.
So that is in here for at least until the 30th of June.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You-
Okay, we have a motion and a second on that. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item here is under contract agreements and resolutions, the 2017 Emergency Management Grant. I believe Jerry Nart is here to brief the court on that grant application.
May it please the court, Judge Vogel, magistrates, Madam Clerk, Mr. Carter. I'm here today to present the 2017 Emergency Management Agency Grant Program application with the state. This grant reimburses Oldham County up to 50% of the Emergency Management Director's salary and other allowed EMA expenses. This year's allocation for Oldham County is $29,980.15, and I'm asked the court to authorize Judge Vogel to sign the application. We just spoke a minute ago about the different fiscal years. This was based on the federal fiscal year, and although we have not had any lack in services or anything since the beginning of that fiscal year in October, we are catching up on some paperwork since the transition happened between me and Deputy Judge Nuss.
All right.
Judge, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded that I be allowed to sign this document. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'd like you to bring up the recommendation here from our engineering department that we contract with Milburn Engineering to do topographical work along Rollington Road from Houston Lane to the bridge over the creek at Bent Brook. This is in preparation for work on Rollington Road in Crestwood. It's narrow, it needs to be widened and repaved. So Mr. Milburn's asking for $5,158.50 as his professional fee to do this, so
Judge, I'd like to make that recommendation, please.
Second.
moved and seconded. Is there any discussion about that?
Just that this is a long overdue project, needs to be gotten, it needs to be done as fast as we can. There was a car that was stuck on the pavement the other day that had to be pulled off. It's probably been 2 weeks. It's so narrow, especially with the big trucks and the mirrors now. There's not enough room for anybody to pass a lot of places. So I appreciate y'all getting on this for us.
right, thank you. All right, any other discussion on this? Magistrate Eldridge.
I agree with Magistrate Logson, this is well overdue, but as our county council, or county attorney rather, pardon me, reviewed this?
I'm not sure that he's reviewed it. I don't think he needs to review it, actually. It's just,
reviewed it, I don't think I need to.
Okay, I had no problem with it, other than that all the language talked about owner, and we don't technically own Rollington Road, I wouldn't think.
Is it a county road?
Part of it is.
Part of it's a numbered road, I believe.
We would own. It would depend on how the road was taken into the county road system. That would determine whether or not we own it. But I would think if the part that is the county road, we probably do.
I have no problem, I'd be happy to vote for the motion, but I'd want it to be sure it was worded correctly.
This part is county road.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
all right. Any other discussion about that? I know it's very much needed progress, and we're going to get to it this year, so. All right. Hearing no other questions, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go to our committee reports and recommendations. Magistrate Dye. Did you, pardon? All right, Scott's going, okay.
Good afternoon, Court. The first item is to bring some roads into the county road system. My office has received a petition signed by at least 50% of the property owners adjoining the subject roadways. In accordance with the Oldham County subdivision regulations, Harrods Crossing Boulevard, Westview Court, and West Side Court, the roads within Harrods Crossing, have been built to Oldham County road standards and have passed inspection for acceptance. As such, we recommend they're being brought into the road system.
All right, Magistrate Greenwell, is the committee in favor of this?
Judge, the road committee has not met since this was put on the agenda, and I was going to say we would let Scott Harris present and everybody vote their conscience, but I don't think we would have any problem with this at all. If they're built to the county road standards, you know, we don't have to take them in, but we normally do.
This, if I may, this is the one last month where we released all the bonds, but we hadn't received the petition yet. We wouldn't have released the bonds if it wasn't constructed properly.
Okay.
This is just cleaning it up.
I'll make the motion, we bring the roads into the county system.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this?
I have one
Sir?
observation. We need to attach the petitions to the minutes. Can you do that? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no other questions, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So much. All right, now I believe Magistrate Dye, you don't want this one either. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
All right.
Got another one?
The second item is another set of roads into the county road system. We received petitions signed by at least 50% of the property owners in Ballard Glen, Section 1, to include Ballard Glen Parkway, Clark Hurst Circle, and Miller Glen Place. These roads have been built to Oldham County standards and have passed inspection for acceptance. As such, we recommend that they be brought into the county road system.
Magistrate Greenwell.
Judge, I'm going to gladly make this recommendation and make this motion.
All right. Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
I will attach that petition too, John.
Thank you.
I'm going to try a third time. You have something else to do? I think third time's charm, isn't it? All right. Go ahead, Scott.
Me first?
You first.
Okay.
You the man.
All right. This is regarding what we call the five-star fill site, also known as Park and Tark at 329 and 71 Interstate, where they've been building up the pad there. In accordance with our site runoff control ordinance, the five-star fill site has passed final inspection, and we recommend the release of the erosion control bond at the request of the owner and developer. The erosion control bond in the amount of $36,829 is being recommended for release.
Judge, I'd like to make that motion that we release this 36,829 on the five-star fill area.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded that this erosion control bond be removed. Is there any discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll move on to personnel actions. Ms. Schaaf, you,
She just got here.
these are short meetings at the end of the year. Most of the business has been concluded, so for this calendar year, but we have a few things to catch up, so go ahead.
Good afternoon. We have 3 personnel actions. The first one is for dispatch. We have a new hire for a director, Tim Keel, at $62,500 per year, effective January 3rd.
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Moved and seconded that Tim Keel be hired as dispatch director at $62,500 a year, beginning January 3rd. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And then we have 2 hires at the road department. One's a seasonal driver, Joshua Knuckles, at $20 an hour, effective today. And then Anthony Clark, an equipment operator, for $13.50 an hour, effective tomorrow.
Judge, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? So moved.
Question before Tina. Tina, we still need maybe more seasonal drivers, or else at least have a list of maybe somebody we could go to?
Wes will take all the names he can get.
Okay.
So
I
I
thought I'd
think-
make that announcement at the end of the
I think
meeting.
he's good right now.
Oh, I see Wes back there. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, just to reinforce your point, I believe that we're glad to have names of additional people who are qualified to drive, because things come up and sometimes all the parts can't be put together and we need fallback. We certainly don't want to delay any road clearing when it snows or we have inclement weather, but it does take a certain number of people to get out there and do the entire county. So if you're listening to this and are a driver with a CDL and are able to, you think you can handle a snow plow, a truck with a plow on the front, please contact our personnel department here, and we'll have you interviewed and get you lined up as a reserve person. Yes, sir.
Might want to mention that $20 an hour, that's with no benefits.
Right. It's just a flat $20 per hour for time worked. Does not come with benefits. These are seasonal people that are used as needed. Next item here is our board appointments for today. The first one I'd like to recommend is the appointment of Todd Fearson to a term to the Board of Adjustments, to a term to expire next year, actually, about a year from now. Normally, these are a 4-year term, but Todd would be fulfilling the remainder of the term that is Stephen Davis, but Mr. Davis has resigned to seek elective office in the county here as a magistrate. So that opens up that position, and I'm asking that Todd Fearson be allowed to replace him.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion here? All right, hearing none. Todd's lived in Oldham County most of his life. Quite a few people know him. I'm sure he'll do a very good job. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now we have 2 reappointments to the Oldham County Water District. We have a reappointment of recommending of Bob Durbin and the reappointment of Jay Hall. Both terms would be to January 1st, 2022.
Make that motion, Judge.
Second.
And seconded. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Now we're back to, I'm going to go to public comment now, again, because after this, we're going to have an executive session. I don't expect the executive session to take very long, but we have a few things that we need to talk about. Real estate acquisition, which is a an accepted reason for going out of the complete meeting here. So is there anyone who would like to address the fiscal court at this point? All right, seeing no one, I'm going to close the executive session and ask that, the regular meeting here, and ask that we go into executive session pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statute 61.810B that has to do with future acquisition or sale of real estate.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.